At two introductions because I just wanted to add a visual. I forgot to add a visual. I already recorded what I wanted to share about the Shapley. I wanted to share a visual from astrology charts because sometimes they can be confusing. They still can be confusing to me because there's so much going on. So what I'm doing and what I'm inspired to do is to simplify these big energies because they're here for us. It is coming to me for a reason, and it's coming in so clear for a reason because we are ready to embody these big energies. And Shapley is a big energy, and we're ready to embody it and walk the walk on earth as it is in heaven, and just continue raising our frequency, continue learning who we are so we can help others shift and we can continue to shift ourselves. So thank you for tuning in. And next up is what I'm sharing about the Shapley. And these are downloads. I mean, it's downloads, but I look at it as we all can download. And that's part of how I share is I want you to be your own divine source of information, of inspiration, and of co-creating with life. So here we go. Thank you. Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Shannon, and my channel is Soul Connections. I talk about how we connect to our soul. I use Galactic Astrology. I use Astrology. I use Knowing Self. I have courses that I have created about how we co-create with all of life. So my passion, what I do is teach you to know yourself at the core level, to navigate through life with the utmost confidence and these amazing tools that we have, resources that we have to unlock all of who we are. So I'm talking about the Shapley Attractor. That is a big energy in my chart. I talked about Fomalhaut last week, and then I was inspired to talk about Shapley this week. And the Shapley is the fourth octave of the Galactics. In Galactic Astrology, it's also studied through astronomy. Like that's how it was discovered. It is a super cluster, so it's neighboring other galaxies and it's pulling all these galaxies to it. To me, what does that mean? It means it's pulling all this information to it. Pulling, if you think about, as it is, like every personality trait, like the zodiac signs all have personality traits. Then we have like the fixed stars, which are the soul, show our soul history. Those have traits. It's like archetypes. We are like avatars, like we chose these energies to incarnate with, to have a human experience. And we are learning to embody and open ourselves up to these energies. And we do that through curiosity. We do that through a calling. We do that through, what is that? I want to know more about that. Like by asking questions, by being open. And to me, like that's the kind of like the epitome of the Shapley within us. The more we open up to who we are and ask questions, the more we're going to be this super center of allowing infinite intelligence to drop in to teach us. And if you think about, so if we are pulling all of this information within us, if we start embodying this energy and experiencing it from within, we're opening ourselves up to more intelligence. We're also pulling in and attracting all life situations. We're attracting to us what is for our highest good. Now, here is probably something that you've heard a lot of people say. Sometimes our highest good is a painful lesson. We are attracting it. There's nothing that we don't attract. could be buried within. We could be oblivious. We could have our blinders on. We could have super limiting beliefs. We could be just focused on this one belief that I am going to follow this till the day I die and nobody else is going to take me away from that. Good luck, because all the energy right now that's coming in is like, nope. We're going to break that down so you can evolve. And we could do so with grace, or we could fight like heck and say like, no, nope, I'm only going to listen to this information right here. So the Shapley is the ability to be curious, ask questions, and allow for infinite intelligence to drop in. So if it's strong alignment in our charts, it will be easier for us to do that. Say if it's a square, it's going to like offer more challenges and opportunities, and probably not let us get out of that tight box until we surrender, till we heal, till we forgive, till we do that work, that whatever experience is showing up, till we meet that part of ourselves with love. We're going to keep attracting it, and it's going to keep coming. So that is, the ability to allow life to happen as it is, to be in flow, to know that, oh, I'm kind of stuck in judgment right now. I'm having a challenging time with this. And if we're judging ourselves, we're judging somebody else. I'm sharing a personal experience that's been coming up to me recently, and I'm like, where's this coming from? And I'm like, oh, because I am starting to like cross over into more authentic version of myself, and more authenticity, more honesty. So anything that does not resonate with that, I'm attracting that. So I could, the dipole repeller is like the opposite, on the opposite side of the Shapley. So why? Because we want to harmonize these two. We always want to harmonize the energies. So if it's like something that I'm not looking at, I'm going to repel it. One, I can repel it like forcefully and not learn the lesson, and it's going to keep coming back, because that Shapley is supercluster is going to be more powerful, and the experience is going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back. So I've had this like judgment like coming up, and I'm like, okay, I've been meditating with it, and every time I'm like, oof, all right, that is like my own stuff. And I'm like, I've learned to work through it, and then I can move forward. And I know, like, I've had enough experience, and I've attracted enough of these experiences in my life that are for my highest good. Some are beautiful, some are harmonious, and some are like, dang it, I don't want to do this. We're attracting all of it. It is us. So when we understand that energy of the Shapley at that level, we know that everything is for our highest good. And we're going to embrace that and work through it. And this is the work that I do. Like, this is what I offer on my website. This is what I'm passionate about, is because I know when we embody all of who we are and all of these energies, that is when we walk on earth as it is in heaven. That is when we know to navigate how to help others, when to let them be and learn their lessons, to not take away anybody else's lessons, and to only be of service when they ask us to be of service. So it's embodying all that is. And the Shapley is that core energy that kind of goes out to all the other energies, all the other alignments in our charts, all the other experiences. And it is a very transformative and big energy to take on. And it's where we will be our most authentic self. So it's offering us experiences to be our most authentic and honest self. And so this, if you go, you can do your chart on the galacticastrology.com. You can meditate on it. You can research it, see what it means to you, have your own experience. That's part of, like, we're in this Aquarian age where it is your individual experience and how that adds to the whole. Part of it. I mean, there's a ton more. But it was interesting. I have Astro Gold. And I just started adding some other points that you can look at that will show up in your astrology chart. And we are so complex that the best way to understand who we are, what our gifts are, is to learn to know how to go within and who we are. I just wanted to add that because I was like, you can keep going forever and ever and ever in this life and explore. So back to the Shapley and back to attracting and repelling. And I think that I came into the Galactic Astrology, in May, it'll be 2 years. What drew me were the Galactics. I was just like, I want to know about the Galactics. And it turns out, when I first did it, I had some Galactics in my chart. The trines weren't there. And the sun, my sun is trine the Shapley. So I'm a sun sign Cancer. So in my soul astrology, the Shapley is in Scorpio, the first few degrees in Scorpio. And then Fomalhaut, which I talked about last week, is, excuse me, my dog wants to get up. Who can refuse our doggies? Fomalhaut, because that's trine. So these energies that seem to be coming in for me and to share about. And what's interesting about this, I'll share, is who am I? Like, we're here to discover who we are. And our relationship with ourselves is the best way to discover who we are. And then the second best way is our relationship with others and how to navigate, because it's confusing. And as I was sharing with the chart, there is so much to it. So if we are opening up to the gateway, to the core of all the information that's available to us, we're still going to attract what is meant for us. Because obviously all the information in the world is not meant for us. To be able to, one of the biggest challenges that we are facing right now is trust. So much is coming out about like corruption and how those in power want power, and they want power over us. The best way to live our lives through that is by knowing who we are, because when we know who we are, we don't give our power away. We don't get entangled into others' energies. We don't get lost in what's happening outside of us, because we know who we are and we know how to navigate that. And the Shapley is going to attract and repel the lessons for us to know who we are at the core. And they're big energies that if you're attracted to them, like, there's a reason. If you're watching this, there's a reason. Like, you have that curiosity and you have that galactic pull that is the center of knowing self. It is where the masculine and the feminine are one. Like, I had a client recently, and this client, first time I had a client with conjunct the Shapley Attractor for their ascendant, for their rising sign. And when I met with this individual, like, complete androgynous energy, wasn't even like, it was just so fascinating and so beautiful. It was just this beautiful representation of harmonized masculine and feminine. And that, like, the Shapley offers that. So one of the things that I see in others with Shapley, or any of the Galactics really, it is there's someone that doesn't fit into a box or a label. They're outside of that. They are open, curious, ask questions. They want to know lots of information. They don't limit themselves or tie themselves into just one subject matter. They are broad. They cast their nets wide when it comes to information and learning. And it also takes like courage to overcome in the society that we live in right now, because everything has been so heavily, needs to be scientifically proven before I give it the time of day. Like, show me the facts. Show me. Well, people are just closing themselves off, and they're limiting themselves from the Shapley, the center, supercenter, supercluster, like that fourth octave of the mind of God. I just think of it like the super highway of information and the ability to attract whatever is meant for you and the moment that it is meant for you, and to recognize that and to meet that as, oh, this is happening for me. Oh, better yet, I'm attracting this. I did that. I'm doing that. So the Shapley really has the ability to, when we tap into it, when we embody it, allow us to navigate through life, allow us to explore other aspects of ourselves, like that Fomalhaut that I talked about last week. Some of the other energies that sometimes I don't even see them in my chart until something comes up and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And this intuition comes to me because I'm attracting it. And I am trusting and having faith and just being divinely guided that it is for me now to talk about, to share, and to experience, to embody, to walk the walk, to allow the energy to teach me. And we're going to pull it to us. We're going to pull it to us. So the hustle, the grind, the trying to force, the trying to control, that all works against us. And we are shifting into this understanding, to this knowing that we are creators. We are the micro of the macro. We are an extension of God, having an experience so we could add to existence, to the story of us, to all that is. And our individual experience is just that, to add to the collective, to add to the whole, to add to the universal library of knowledge. And even if we're forcing or not open to it, like individuals, like if you ever get where you want somebody in your life, just wake up. You're living in the matrix, you're in 3D, get out. Whoever we want to get out is meant to be there. And we do them a disservice if we try to get them out before they're ready. We do ourselves a disservice. Then we're tangled up in others' karma, and we're creating more karma. We're creating more obstacles and limitations for ourselves. So this Shapley allows us to really own who we are as individuals and shine the light on that. And to see, then you can really see from like a perspective that sees all. And it's like, okay, I can see the patterns I can see how this is weaving into the experience and weaving into the shift that we are in. And when we can when we can embody who we are, that energy that we are going to emanate, that's going to shine around us, and that will be our protection, because our energy is in alignment. We know who we are. We know what's meant for us. We know how to navigate. Then that energy will cover the entire planet, will go out into the entire universe, and lift us into a collective higher dimension that's having a more harmonious, loving, wise wisdom. Love and light to me is light is wisdom, light is intelligent. So it's about balancing that too. It's the masculine and the feminine, and the oneness of that, and the exploration of the journey to that, and knowing that others give us contrast and give depth to this shift. That is how I'm experiencing and I'm embodying the Shapley. And I'll add one more thing. It's somebody asked me, you're getting a lot of downloads lately, right? It's part of who I am, part of who I'm navigating. So it's not so much, I'm constantly inspired. And I don't always have something to share yet. It's just this information. So I'm pulling it all in. I don't have to wait till the alignments in the astrology are perfect anymore. Even though, I promise you, I can struggle and I can see where I'm struggling, where I'm harmonized based on the charts. Absolutely. Yet I can also allow the energy to be part of who I am. You can allow the energy to be part of who you are and navigate from that space and enjoy practicing, enjoy opening yourself up to it, enjoy discovering what it means to you. And with that, I thank you for being with me through this conversation and my exploration of the Shapley. Again, this is what it comes to me. It's like, ooh, you're going to talk about this. And then I get really excited. Then I'm like, calm, just pace yourself, allow what's meant to come through will come through, and trust in that. And know that there will always be more. And yeah. So rest. Yesterday, I wanted to be active and do something, and I was exhausted. I didn't want to be. I was like, all right, just be exhausted. And then today, I woke up, I allowed myself to rest. I even had a good cry at the end of the day. I'm like, okay, something's going on. And I let it happen. I let that emotion be expressed. And then I woke up today, and I'm like, oh, here we are. Maybe I was releasing something to allow the rest of this information to come to me so I could share it with you. So thank you. Bye.